Got a video from the OG. Good girls. Cheat too. Dang.
Real quick. He thought he was in the perfect relationship. Loyal girlfriend, zero drama, everything smooth, until one day he noticed something very, very small. A random coworker commenting under her posts. She laughed it off. Oh, he's just a friend from work. 2 weeks later, she suddenly turned extra sweet, loving, more affection, random gifts, more I love yous than usual. He thought, wow, maybe we're reconnecting. But in reality, she was covering her tracks. Fast forward a month. She tells him she's having a girls' night out, but her phone dies mysteriously and she goes missing till morning. Comes home smiling, holding coffee, saying, hey babe, I fell asleep at my friend's house. Now, this guy wanted to believe her, and he did for the most part, until a friend slipped and mentioned a guy she was close to at work. That's when it hit him. Every extra hug, every...
So is this the friend that you're talking about? I slept over at a friend's house. The audacity to bring coffee home. If this is the case, the audacity, the boldness to bring coffee home from his house. That's crazy.
Every late night, every fake girls' night was part of a cover-up. She didn't just cheat, she planned it. And that's why this video had to be made, because too many good guys like this get played by women who know exactly how to hide it. Indulge me. Jessica OS here, welcome to the channel. Remember to always look out for the name Jessica OS, the channel name Jessica OS, to be sure that this advice is coming authentically from me.
And she has to say that because I think I've seen some channels or something like that that are kind of like kind of using her face. So I get it.
AI has taken over YouTube, unfortunately. Let's jump into it. So in this video, we're breaking down the real psychological and behavioral tricks that women use to cheat and get away with. From emotional misdirection to digital camouflage, I'm going to show you exactly how they do it, why it works, and what to look out for. Hear me out. Trick number 1, emotional misdirection. See, men tend to associate affection with honesty. If she's being sweet, loving, and attentive, you automatically assume that everything's fine. But when a woman cheats, that same affection becomes a strategy. I'll explain. When guilt starts to creep in, most women overcompensate emotionally. They become extra nice. Suddenly, she's cooking your favorite meal, texting you more than usual, going out of her way to be affectionate, and it feels absolutely amazing. You think, wow, she's really into me lately. But what's really happening is she's trying to neutralize her guilt and manage your suspicion. It's like psychological sleight of hand. She gives you emotional reassurance right before you have a reason to doubt her. She knows men don't question love when it feels warm and familiar. So she basically will double down on the I love you text messages, the compliments, the random intimacy, not because she's more into you, but obviously because she's hiding something. Now picture this, okay? She's been distant for weeks, and then out of nowhere, she's affectionate, giggly, planning dates, talking about the future. Most men will see that and relax. I mean, they'll think, well, maybe we're back on track. Things are finally looking up. But what's really happening is she's protecting her cover. Hear me. She's making sure your emotional guard stays down while she maintains the illusion of connection. Don't get it twisted. Not every affectionate woman is cheating. Here's the difference. When affection feels sudden, unearned, strategic, that's when you should pay attention. It's the timing.
Well, I also think that you could also, to be honest, I feel like you could also continue doing these things. Part of what modern women are continuing to do, or, you know, they've been doing it, is they're continuing whatever they're doing at the house, but they're checking out. They might test the waters here and there, but they're already checked out, right? And so they have somebody at work that, like you said, or like others have said, they start to spend time over here, over there, do more of I'm going to work, and they plan it in a schedule so, you know, nothing feels off. I mean, yeah, I could get home maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes later, or leave 20 minutes earlier because I have this thing at work, or friends want me to go do this, and this. But for a lot of these women, nothing really actually changes. She doesn't even actually become distant. She just continues to do what she was doing. But incorporating that man into her schedule.
That gives her away. So if her sudden sweetness appears right after arguments, nights she's been busy, or periods of distance, that's redirection and not romance. This is how women hide in plain sight, by turning guilt into affection. It's emotional misdirection at its finest. Trick number 2, the best friend shield. When a woman is getting close to another man, emotionally or physically, she knows the easiest way to hide him is to normalize his presence. So she'll start mentioning him casually, usually in harmless ways. Oh, that's Mark from work, or he's like my brother, or babe, you're so paranoid, he has a girlfriend. Those lines are designed to disarm you. She's not just being transparent, she's training you to stop questioning that man's role in her life. And over time, you'll start to believe that he's safe. You stop noticing the texts, the long phone calls, or the fact that he always seems to show up when you two are fighting. See, women are masters at creating plausible innocence. By introducing this friend very early, she gives herself cover for future interactions. The twist is sometimes that guy starts as a genuine friend. It's true. But emotional intimacy begins to grow, and then the lines begin to blur. She starts venting to him about you, sharing things that used to stay between you two, and that emotional closeness becomes the bridge to something more.
Exactly. And you might be able to hide it for a little bit because, in the beginning, there's nothing really there. But you begin to build a history is how, serial unalivers, serial eliminators are caught. You begin to build a history of things that you're doing. You begin to leave clues behind. Even though you're careful, for the vast majority of these people, they get caught because, you can't see everything. You're only one person. And so a team of detectives would then come in and say, oh, they left this, or I noticed that, right? You see things differently than what she sees. Sure, she might be able to con you for a little bit, right? But like I say, a lot of times, you're getting away with cheating a lot of times as a woman because a man is busy. He's not paying attention to you. But if you have men that hunt, they hunt. They have to pay attention to subtle clues and subtle hints, the smell of things. They're paying attention to that. You're getting away with things because he's not paying attention to you. That's it. That's literally it.
Let's be real. Women rarely cheat with strangers. They cheat with someone who feels safe. Now, how do you spot it? Watch for energy shifts. If she suddenly becomes defensive or protective about that friend, that's your clue. If she goes out of her way to explain why they talk so much or starts hiding her phone when he texts, she's not protecting privacy, she's protecting a secret. Another red flag, when she starts comparing you to him in subtle ways, like, oh, why?
I would also say on the texting thing, some of these ladies don't even have to hide it. I'm telling you, they'll have these conversations and they'll have these code words, this code language that they're speaking to in the man. So when he texts, oh, it's just Mark working on this work thing. He told me Janice was doing this, this, and this. She'll bring in Janice as a cover. And you'll still be like, why is he still texting you? Why didn't Janice just text you? Oh, well, it's just that he was wanting me to connect with her a lot. So I have to go over there tomorrow. Well, I don't have to go, but I was going to go. And that's something that I wanted to talk to you about. I'm going to go over there and she wants to kind of hang out. She's going through some stuff. So if I'm not home after work, then that's where I'll be. Do you want me to cook dinner or something like that for you? Or order you something? Okay. So I'm taking care of the things that I have at the house, but I want to go do something a little bit different from what I got at the house, right? When some of these ladies cheat, they don't necessarily want to leave the relationship. They might like things the way they are in terms of how the house runs. But, I kind of want to, I didn't see something that on the whole, a lot of times I can deny myself. I can kind of be like, oh, I don't want that. But then when I actually do see something that I really, really want, and I'm thinking about it, I want a piece of that. And even when I'm giving love to my man, I might be thinking of him. And usually that's enough. Or when I'm, messing with myself and pleasing myself when my husband's away, I think about him, and usually that's enough. But the fantasy grows. We go right back into 50 Shades of Grey. No longer can I have the fantasy of myself or with myself. I have to taste this man. And it's only a little bit. It's only a little bit. I'm not going to take too much. I'm not going to get greedy. It's only a little bit.
Can't you be like Josh? Or Josh actually listens when I talk. These are emotional slips. She's already began idolizing the other man. So don't get distracted by titles. Friend, colleague, mentor. Those words mean nothing if the energy between them says otherwise. Trick 3, routine manipulation. This is where women get dangerously smart because they know men trust consistency. When her routine looks normal, you stop asking questions. And that's why she hides the cheating behind her habits and not outside of them. Hear me. She doesn't suddenly start staying out all night or skipping work. That's amateur, right? Instead, she keeps her schedule identical. Same gym days.
Sorry, I got a little bit ahead of the video. I didn't know she was going to say that, or else I would have let her say it.
Same hangouts, same girls' nights every Friday. Everything appears predictable. But what changes are the tiny details within that routine. Maybe she stays an extra 45 minutes after work because of a project. Maybe her yoga class now ends later because the instructor added stretches. Or maybe she just needs alone time to clear her head. The point is, she uses structure as her cover. Because most men don't question the familiar, they trust it. Here's how to spot it. You start to feel something's off, but nothing looks wrong. She's still posting on social media, still laughing at your jokes, still doing couple things, right? But her timing stops making sense. Stories don't fully align. She'll mention going out with friends, but forget the name of the restaurant they're going into. Conveniently. She'll say she left work late, but her co-worker's post shows that they left hours earlier. It's the micro inconsistencies that give her away, not the big stuff. Cheating women know that suspicion lives in change. So they avoid visible changes at all costs. They don't change their perfume, their hair, or their schedule. They just repurpose parts of their day for someone else. I guess what I'm saying.
And men just don't care. Men will sneak around, but ultimately they don't care like that. Right? I know modern women or feminists like to talk about, well, 50 years ago, we had to do this because we didn't have a way to survive. And when they cheat like this, they're still living under the same sort of principle where, well, I need a man for a bank account, so I kind of have to. Or I need a man for protection in this way, so I kind of have to. Even though they don't have to, they're still living under that same sort of principle nowadays where, well, I have this. I don't have to have it. I got my own money, but I'd rather not rock the boat, if that makes any sense.
Saying is, if your gut tells you something is off, even when the surface looks perfect, trust it. Because when a woman starts hiding her chaos inside the normal, it's strategy, pure strategy. Trick number 4, the guilt flip. When a woman cheats, she knows eventually you might sense something is not right. Maybe she's distant, guarded, or her storyline just doesn't match up, right? So before you can even call it out, she'll flip the entire script on you. She accuses you. Suddenly, you're the one being distant. You're the one acting different. She might even throw in, "Are you seeing someone else?" That's the guilt flip. It's genius because it puts you on the defensive. Instead of investigating her, you start explaining yourself. She redirects all your emotional energy from her to you. And here's the crazy part. She doesn't even have to be aggressive about it. Sometimes she does it so subtle, right? With emotional guilt. She'll say things like, "I just feel like you don't love me anymore." Or, "I don't know, I just feel like you've changed." Now, these statements sound vulnerable, but they're actually psychological misdirect.
And I was just about to say that. It's misdirection. It's to get you looking in a different direction or another way to throw you off the scent. Similar to what somebody might say if they say, well, maybe you ought to look over there. I don't know where your keys are. Maybe you should leave them in the car. Meanwhile, somebody sneak out the back, right? They already know. It's the same thing a burglar might do if they're robbing you right underneath your nose. If they're doing like a con job, they're going to do this type of stuff because, well, we don't want to raise alarm. By the time you call the cops, we will be long gone. By the time you realize that something has been stolen, we will be down the road, hopefully, with the way that we planned it out. A lot of business owners, especially, you have some that are small business owners, they take stock in inventory of what they have in their store because, I got to sell all this stuff. It's on me. So if somebody were to take something, you'll see videos of a lot of store owners fighting as if their life depends on it, because in a lot of ways their life does depend on it. I can't just let you come in here and steal my stuff. I'm watching you intently. That's why I have a camera with you coming in. God dog, not even small. You have Walmart, you have Target, where they have a monitor at the cash register, because I don't want you, even though I have a lot of money, I don't want you stealing my stuff. If men start getting to that level, it's over for you. There's nothing that you can say. It's over for you. Men will set a trap. You will not see it coming. You won't see it coming. And that's how you're going to get caught.
By making you feel responsible for the emotional distance she's created, she resets the narrative. The move also helps her justify the cheating to herself. If she convinces herself that you are neglecting her or making her unhappy, she doesn't have to feel like the villain. It's a mental loophole. I only did it because he stopped caring. Let me give you an example. Say you start noticing that she's glued to her phone, always turning the screen away from you when you walk in, and you ask, okay, who are you texting? Instead of answering, she snaps, well, why are you so insecure? I can't even have friends now? See what she did? She's tired of being accused. And just like that, you start apologizing to the person who's lying to you. That's the power of the guilt flip. It's emotional blackmail dressed up as defense. So when she suddenly starts making you feel like the untrustworthy one, remember to pause. Because that's not confusion. She's covering up. Women who cheat often need to create chaos to hide in it. And the moment she makes you question yourself instead of her behavior, that's when she's already 2 steps ahead. Social media sleight of hand. In today's world, cheating doesn't happen just in bedrooms. It happens in DMs, private stories, hidden message threads, etc. And no one manipulates social media better than a woman with something to hide. Women are masters of curating an image. It's practically instinct. So when she's cheating, she doesn't delete or disappear. That would look suspicious. Instead, she camouflages. She uses social media the same way a magician uses misdirection. She keeps your eyes exactly where she wants them and away from where the truth really lives. Let me explain. When a man cheats, he's often sloppy. New followers, weird likes, shady DMs. When a woman cheats, her online presence usually looks cleaner than ever. She'll post you on her feed, drop happy couple pics, right? Even tag you in a cute relationship post, not out of love, but to reinforce the illusion of loyalty. She knows that public validation will buy her private freedom. Meanwhile, the real action is happening behind the curtain. She's running a...
You got to do Snapchat at that point in time. You have to have something that's going to disappear. With these encrypted messages on Facebook, these disappearing messages on WhatsApp, you have to have something to kind of cover your trail. And that's what they spend a lot of their time doing. The problem with that is you're going to have so much of it that you're going to forget to delete something. Right? Modern women get caught up a lot of times in the fantasy of things and the romance of things. That's where they get sloppy a lot of times is, oh man, I just got to talk to you. That's what they like to do. I love talking. I love connecting with you. I love like being around you. Right. And so I have to talk to you. I know, oh, well, meet me here, do this and just kind of keep it undercover. But they're going to have to delete that type of stuff. And at some point in time, they're going to forget to delete it. That's just what's going to happen. A lot of these women are not as slick. You might have like a handful of them that are really sophisticated, but no. And I don't know if we want to look at this as something that's a good thing or a bad thing, but a lot of people, they're not criminals like that. And so therefore, they're not going to be good at doing this type of stuff.
A close friend's story that you're not a part of. She's replying to his messages through disappearing chats on Instagram or Snapchat. She's using an alternative account, the business page.
Once again, sorry if I had known she was going to say that, I would have. You know what? I'm not going to say anything.
Spam account or backup as her secret communication line. And here's the clever part. She won't hide everything. She'll purposely leave breadcrumbs that make her look innocent. Maybe she'll show you her DMs once in a while or scroll casually through her feed in front of you. It's controlled transparency. She shows you just enough to make you think there's nothing to see. But the real trick? She hides behind the algorithms and privacy settings. Private stories, archived posts, deleted message chains, or maybe she just switches her texting app. Oh, I just talked to him on Telegram because it's for work. Yeah, work. That's why catching a woman through her phone or her socials is so hard, because she's not deleting evidence. She's designing invisibility. I'm giving you game, guys. Look, here's what you need to pay attention to instead, okay? Sudden social media silence when she used to be active. That's often when she's shifting her audience. Changes in who interacts with her content. A new top liker or consistent comment pattern from someone unfamiliar to you. New boundaries around her phone. If she used to scroll freely but now tilts the screen or locks it quicker, that's not privacy, it's simple strategy.
And I would say if you were actually going to go through her phone, you would have to look at her stories, right? Unless she's posting and deleting, you'd have to look at her stories within, because they usually go up and go down in 24 hours. And like you said, like she was kind of saying, they have the private stories. So only a certain person can view them. But if you're on her phone through her account, you can see that type of stuff. You can click and say, oh, this is the same person that keeps on popping up. Why does Mark keep on popping up? This ain't even anything for work. Like none of these posts are for work, right? So that's kind of how you see what's going on and how you see a trend with these modern women.
Women know social media is a modern alibi. She doesn't need to lie. She just needs to curate. So if her online life feels too perfect, too polished, too controlled, understand that perfection is often a sign of management and not innocence. Because when she's cheating, she's not deleting, she's simply performing. Trick 6, the emotional replacement. Most women cheat in their minds first. They build a connection somewhere else, slowly, quietly, and by the time you notice, that emotional bridge has already been crossed. Here's how it begins. She starts sharing her deeper thoughts with someone else. Maybe it's a friend, a coworker, or some guy who just listens, right? At first, it sounds harmless. Venting about work, talking about her goals, complaining about something you said that she doesn't quite understand. But little by little, she starts opening up to him the way she used to open up to you. It's emotional transfer. And once it happens, you're not the only one inside her world anymore. Now, emotional cheating feels different from physical cheating because it's invisible. There are no lipstick stains, no suspicious texts, just small behavioral shifts that slowly drain the intimacy out of your relationship. She's there physically, but she's not present. You'll notice her laugh doesn't sound the same. Her affection feels rehearsed. Her compliments are generic and not personal.
True enough, but then also certain things around the house will stop getting done. The stuff that she used to take care in, when you see these signs, this house is made of love and stuff like that, you'll see the love start to kind of remove itself from the home. Like little things, like I said, that used to get done, they're not getting done anymore because I'm spending more time over here or I'm spending more time over there. That's where my heart is. That's what I've built up over there. Some other woman, there was another lady that talked about having a drawer in a man's house because this is my stuff. You're making space for me. By default, the man is going to make space for her just because she's over here and I don't want her in certain parts of my life. So there's going to be a drawer. So then she starts moving certain items or buying certain items to kind of kind of keep your focus away from that and putting over there. But like we've been reiterating this whole entire time, there's going to be somewhere in there that she's taking energy, because you only have, as a human, you only have so much energy. You only have a finite amount. So you're going to start removing love, right? Maybe the dinner isn't as thoughtful and planned out. Oh man, I was just thinking that maybe we need to get this, this, and this for it, right? It's not going to be one single thing. So I don't want you going to your girlfriend or something like that and be like, hey man, you started ordering this dinner service or Hello Fresh or something like that. Are you cheating on me? No, don't do that. But it's the small things that are adding up to, oh, well, she used to do this. She don't really do that. And the first thing you're going to probably come in with, if you're a normal human being, is, are you okay? Is everything all right? What's going on? You're going to ask those questions because you're genuinely concerned. But once again, she's going to start making mistakes because there's nothing wrong with me, even though I might say, yeah, I'm just going through it and I have to go see a therapist and yada, yada, yada. Then why don't we have any therapist bills on here? Oh, okay. Well, that means I need to start going to a therapist, but I'm going to keep my sessions to 30 minutes instead of an hour. And I'm going to tell my man that I'm seeing, oh, well, we only got 30 minutes because my husband is on to me, right? Or can you meet me for lunch? Right? That's why if you pop up at lunch, oh shoot, hey baby, we're really, really busy. You call and say, hey, I want to take you out for something. Oh, we're really, really busy. I can't. Because he's right there. Okay? So the longer this goes on, the more chance a man is going to step in the middle without even trying. The more a man's going to step in the middle of her plans. Oh, I know my man like the back of my hand. He's doing this, 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 and this. Right. But at some point in time, he's going to start stepping in, because once again, your energy, you only have a finite amount. And so he's going to start stepping in the middle of your plans, because you're going to make it, instead of like, oh, let's hit this for 30 minutes and it don't really matter. Right. Or I go here for 20 minutes and like it doesn't really make a difference there. But your plans are going to evolve where let's go out for dinner. Right. You don't know who he knows. You don't know who you actually know in the city. That's why in another story, there was a man, he tried to go on his boys' trip. He tried to go to another city with another woman. And his wife called and said, hey, I know it's your weekend to spend with the boys, but you got to come home right now. My sister was just in a bad accident and she's fighting for her life right now. We need you. And he's like, oh, I can't come. I'll be there Monday, because he had probably gone to a whole different place and he physically could not get back. I literally cannot get back. So I can't be there for you. And that's how she found out, oh shoot, he's cheating. And I think he ended up admitting to her that he was cheating and he was away with that girl. That's what I'm saying. You don't know who knows who in that city. So you might try to go to a different area. But once again, because you are already locked in with somebody else, they're going to step in the middle of that plan without even trying. Just because they know your schedule too. And they be like, oh, that's really interesting. You're not here. I just drove up to see you, and you don't know what they're going to do. They might be reading a book or watching something on TV that says, man, you ought to get out there and do something for your wife today. All right, I think I will. And then you go and order something. Hey, she's not here right now. She's not here right now. She said she's going to be at work all day. Even said she was working overtime. Why would she not be there? And then call, hey, where you at? Man, we've been trying to get a hold of you. The kids get sick if you got kids. Hey, man, I'm over on the other side of town. Can you go get Timmy? Oh, yeah. Not answer your phone. So I had to get off work and go get him. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on. You got to help me out. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I'll do it. How about I make it up to you with food and cook your dinner? And then that's when she tries to roll out the red carpet and give you a little something that night, even though she's tired. Right? She's trying to keep you off balance. But once again, that's only going to be a temporary fix, because your energy is still going over there to that man across town. And once again, Your husband is going to step in the middle of your plans without you even knowing it or knowing that's going to come. You're not that good. And once again, I say, maybe this is for the better, but you're not that good at being a criminal. You're not that good at being sneaky. You're not that good at being a con man or a con woman. And most people aren't. That's the good thing about it. But for you in your situation, and I know you probably trying to do the wrong thing, if you pay attention, he's going to catch you.
It's like she's there, but her heart just simply is somewhere else. And when she starts comparing you to this new guy, even slightly, it's game over. He's just easier to talk to. He understands me in ways people usually don't. She's not saying she's attracted, but she's laying the foundation for it. That's how it happens. Emotional cheating becomes the emotional replacement. Now, pay attention and note, once a woman replaces you emotionally, she doesn't feel guilty about cheating physically because in her mind, she's already checked out. She convinces herself the relationship was already broken and that the other man simply stepped into the space that you left open. It's not true, but it feels true to her. If she's sharing her thoughts, her laughter, and her vulnerabilities with another man, the physical part is just a matter of time. You see, because for women, emotional cheating isn't the warm-up, it's the real affair. So if she's emotionally leaning on another guy more than she's leaning on you, don't ignore it. It's not friendship. You're being slowly replaced. And finally, trick number 7, the good girl persona. See, when most men think of a woman who cheats, they imagine someone flirty, secretive, reckless. But the woman who really gets away with it, they're the ones who actually convince everyone, especially you, that they'll never do that, ever. They actually build an identity around being a good girl, a loyal one, an honest one, the one who hates cheaters and says things like, "I'll never forgive that." If it sounds familiar, take note because it's a setup. By constantly talking about loyalty and morality and what other women do wrong, she's constructing a psychological shield. You stop questioning her, not because she earned your trust through transparency, but rather she's conditioned you to believe that she's incapable of doing same. And that's why she starts cheating, because no one suspects her, not her friends, not her family, and definitely not you. She's the last person anyone will ever point a finger at, and that's exactly what makes her so effective. You see, this good girl act doesn't just protect her reputation, it also protects her ego. She doesn't want to see herself as the villain, so she doubles down on virtue. She talks about how she values honesty, posts quotes about self-respect, might even act judgmental towards other women who cheat. Behind closed doors, she's emotionally or physically involved with someone else, maybe an ex, co-worker, and she's sleeping soundly at night because in her mind, she's still a good person. And that's the scary part. You see, when someone builds their entire identity around being different from the rest, they're not trying to be faithful, they're trying to look faithful. And if you ever start questioning her, she'll weaponize that image. Wow, you think I will cheat? After everything I've said about cheaters? That guilt trip hits hard because you start to doubt yourself instead of her. She's not innocent. She's just smart enough to use innocence as armor. So don't get blinded by a woman's reputation or her words. Look at her patterns. Because loyalty isn't proven by what she says in public. It's revealed by what she does in private.
Good video. Good video. Once again, you see her channel in the top up there, Jessica OS. That's the real channel. Yeah. A lot of these modern women have a lot of tricks. But like I said, men just don't. They're not paying attention. They have other things that they want to do with their time. And so they just kind of go on about their day. And that's how a lot of these modern women are getting away, if I can put it that way. They're getting away with the things that they do.
So it's okay for us to ask a man how he's going to provide, protect, and secure our future. But it's a problem for him to ask us how we going to be the helpmate, the healer of the home, and his rib. We want to be the wife, but we don't want to discuss how. How?
I really blame feminism for the state of our dating culture right now. And let me explain.
I DM'd 1 million girls on Instagram until I got a girlfriend. If I DM 1 million girls and ask them on a date, eventually one of them has to say yes, right? Well, let's take a look at the results then, shall we? Out of the 1 million DMs that I sent, 967,080 left me on scene, and almost 33,000 rejected me right on the spot. Somehow, some way, I was able to get 237 responses. And this is all thanks to an AI dictation tool called WhisperFlow. All you have to do is hold down these two buttons, and Whisper will perfectly format everything you have to say. Yo! I think you're kind of cute. You trying to go on a date with me sometime? Question mark? Question mark? So with the 237 responses that I got a grand total of 4 dates. Unfortunately, I had 230 no-shows. At this point, I'm not even looking for love. I'm just looking for someone who would show up. Finally, after 1 million DMs, 4 dates, and 230 no-shows, I got no girlfriend.
Still no bitches.
Rent is paid, car note is paid, and now I see $800 in takeout charges for this month alone.
So, you make 6 figures, Cole. Stop penny pinching. A provider is supposed to provide without complaining.
I provide the shelter and the raw materials. The traditional deal is that you convert those resources into a home. Where is dinner?
Dinner? Are you kidding? It's 2026. I'm not your maid. I don't belong in the kitchen.
Interesting. So you are a modern woman when it comes to cooking, but you identify as a traditional woman when the bills arrive.
I bring other value. I bring my presence. I bring feminine energy and beauty. You should be happy a woman like me chose you.
Beauty is a depreciating asset. It drops in value every single year. You're trying to pay a 30-year mortgage with a currency that crashes in 10.
Wow. You are so transactional. Relationships are about partnership, not assets and liabilities.
Partnership implies a shared load. If I pull the cart and you just sit in the cart, you are not a partner, you are cargo.
I'm not cargo. I manage the vibes. I make this house a home just by being here.
You make this house a mess, and you want the CEO salary for the intern job description. That math doesn't work.
You are toxic. A real high-value man wouldn't ask his wife to work. He would spoil her.
A high-value man invests in value. He doesn't subsidize laziness. You want the prize without running the race.
Fine. Then hire a maid, hire a cook. Since you are so rich, just outsource it.
If I outsource the cooking, the cleaning, and the peace, then what do I need you for?
What are you saying, Cole?
I'm saying that in corporate terms, if a role has no function, the position becomes redundant. Pick a lane. Tradition is a trade, not a donation. Meeting adjourned.
Doing God's work. Meet up with you.
Put on some clothes.
You have no respect, and I'm just out.
Well, obviously you don't have respect for yourself, so why would I respect you? What is that? That's like a bandeau bra, but you're wearing. That's a band. Put on some pants or something. No one wants to see that.
Why do you call my daughter a whore for?
I said she's not dressed appropriately.
Let me film you.
You're the dad?
Yeah, I'm the dad.
She's not dressed appropriately.
That's not your fucking problem. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's your problem.
What the fuck is your problem?
It's your problem.
You're a fucking idiot. What would you call
I'm an idiot? I'm not letting my daughter dress like this.
Why would you call her a whore?
Because she's dressed inappropriately.
Your daughter's gonna be a fucking whore.
No.
Fuck everybody.
No, because I'm not like you. My daughter would be dressed appropriately.
What do you think you are?
I think my daughter would be dressed appropriately.
What makes you better than me?
Nothing. What makes me?
Get a job.
Are you gonna let me speak?
Get a real job.
This is like a woman. You're like a woman.
What are you saying? Piece of shit, but you
Yo.
I don't hide.
Back up.
No, buddy.
Listen, I said back up.
Back up.
You're not gonna do anything. If you want me to respect your daughter, have her respect herself. It's pretty easy.
I told him, I said, you're not going to find better than me, but you might find better for you. He talking about, I don't even know what that means. You don't got to know. Pray on it. But I'm letting you know right now, you're not going to find better than me, but you might find better for you. But it's not going to be better than me.
1 + 1, you got 2, then you subtract it, and you times this plus this, and then you. I like it. Because what she's saying is we just weren't meant to be together. Because we don't make it does not mean I'm a bad person. Does not mean you a bad person. We just don't mesh well together. That's all she's saying. I know it rubbed a lot of y'all the wrong way because I read the comments. Somebody sent me this and I read the comments. And y'all immediately, if she better for him, then it means she's better than you. Not necessarily. What she offers is not what he needs. Does not mean that she better than me. This woman came in and gave him what he needed. And they mesh well together. That's it. Sometimes you could be too good for a person. Fellas, you know that. Ladies, you know that.
You could bring something to the table that this person is not appreciating. Does not mean that you a bad person, but then they get with somebody else that offers way less than you do. Shock you really when you see him. Like, that's who you. It makes sense. Sometimes we're just too much for a person. You offer too much. That's all. Not just financially, but mentally. You know how terrifying it is to be with somebody who's emotionally intelligent? That means your emotional outrages, outbursts, all the you try to do, you just can't do that with them. That's tough. That's tough to be with somebody you just can't have tantrums and stuff with. That's tough to be with somebody you can't do that with. So they not better than me. They just better for you because they can deal with it. You can do that with them. You can't with me. You got to be a grown person with me. Take these. Be cool.
Well, what she is actually saying is, I'm the best. I'm the best. Now, she might be better for you. Like you said, we don't go together. But I'm the best. You're not the best. You might be better for somebody else, but you're not the best. That's the correction there.
Doing God's work. Meet up with you.
Put on some clothes.
You have no respect, and I'm just out.
Well, obviously you don't have respect for yourself, so why would I respect you? What is that? That's like a bandeau bra, but you're wearing. That's a band. Put on some pants or something. No one wants to see that.
Why do you call my daughter a whore?
I said she's not dressed appropriately.
Let me film you.
You're the dad?
Yeah, I'm the dad.
She's not dressed appropriately.
That's not your fucking problem. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's your problem.
What the fuck is your problem?
It's your problem.
You're a fucking idiot. What would you call
I'm an idiot? I'm not letting my daughter dress like this.
Why would you call her a whore?
Because she's dressed inappropriately.
Your daughter's gonna be a fucking whore.
No.
Fuck everybody.
No, because I'm not like you. My daughter would be dressed appropriately.
What do you think you are?
I think my daughter would be dressed appropriately.
What makes you better than me?
Nothing. What makes me?
Get a job.
Are you gonna let me speak?
Get a real job.
This is like a woman. You're like a woman.
What are you saying? She said shit, but you
Yo.
I don't hide.
Back up.
No, buddy.
Listen, I said back up.
Back up.
You're not gonna do anything. If you want me to respect your daughter, have her respect herself. It's pretty easy.
Don't do this, Dad. You could just say, who said that? Oh, he's an idiot. And leave it at that. Daughter is probably grown, so he can't really say anything about it. He's just kind of out there to, make sure that they don't get into any danger or they don't need any actual help. But this is what modern women use men for. Whenever somebody says something to them that they don't like, they go try to get protection. Really, you didn't need it. You could have really handled this by yourself. And man, shut up talking to me. And then started roasting his hair or what he's wearing or whatever and whatnot. Or your shirt's too tight. Just whatever joke you have out there. You didn't have to go get your dad for this. But once again, this is what modern women do. They drag other people into a situation which honestly wasn't a situation. Oh, okay, I'm glad you think that. Stop staring at me. I know you like what you see. And just keep on moving. That's literally it.
You're not used to a dominant woman. I feel like you are it's easy kind of coming to you to belittle women a little bit. I understand where you're coming from with everything that you do, and confidence is cool. But know the difference a little bit. What you gonna say about my tooth, bro?
Why would I want a dominant woman when I'm the dominant one? Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Do you think you're the prize?
I know I'm the prize.
You're the prize to the men you don't want.
Okay.
When you get a man that you actually want, please believe me, we're the prize.
Together, bro.
There's no reason for you to be sitting up here talking about you're not used to a dominant woman. Like he said, why would I want that? Why are we setting up for a shootout? For what?
So a woman posted this video, and it's deleted now, but she was saying that she has to unfollow every single influencer who posts an engagement announcement, bridal content, pregnancy content, marriage content, and that's fine. You have free will on social media. You can post whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. You can follow and unfollow whoever you want. That is your free will. But what was concerning was in the video, she said, I love my future daughter enough not to have her. And then when you went into the comment section, All these women were saying how selfish it is to have children in today's day and age. And people are always trying to figure out, oh, why is the birth rate declining? Is it because women are pursuing their careers? I don't think that's what it is. I think the main reason is all of the messaging to women. Having children is quite the opposite of selfish. I would actually argue that it's one of the most selfless things you can do, and I'm sure many mothers could attest to that. You're sacrificing a lot of your time. You're sacrificing a lot of your freedom. You're sacrificing the body that you had pre-pregnancy. You are sacrificing a lot of self-care to take care of your child. And so many women have this extremely nihilistic view and this sense of hopelessness that it's better for their future children just to not be born at all. And it shapes a lot of their beliefs, especially when we're talking about things like abortion. Their nihilistic view allows them to justify why it's okay to just get rid of an unborn child because it would have a bad life anyways. The solution is to find God. It will give you a lot of purpose. It will give you a lot of hope. It won't make you fear the future so much. And it will change your view on how valuable human life actually is, and that each of us are here because we have our own unique purpose.
I think they probably mean it's selfish because you want to bring a child into a world where it's hard to live. You know what I mean? But the act of caring for a child is very selfless. You have to give of yourself in order to make, build, mold a better person.
I thought you had a man though.
I do, and I'm single until I'm married. Unless you bring in something more than my man can bring me.
What you mean by that?
Everything is negotiable.
So basically he pay all your bills, he do everything.
It's all about working smarter, not harder.
I mean, he sounds like a pretty good guy then.
I know he is. It's a shame.
What you mean?
That's the law. I didn't make the rules. I need to make sure I have a monthly allowance. Like,
what?
Yes, what you thought?
A monthly allowance?
Absolutely. We're going to discuss that first and foremost, and then we're going to break down the other requirements.
What's the other requirements you talking about?
It's going to be paying for my tuition. It's going to be startup costs associated with my business.
I got to do all those things.
Yes, absolutely, and more. I just got started.
But why you can't pay your own?
Why would I when I don't have to? Like, I have the power. Like, the cards are in my hands.
That's what you really think, huh?
That's what I know. That's why my bills are paid.
I like to travel. What you like to do?
I love to travel.
You do?
Yes. So where we going to? Dubai?
I think you could travel and get the fuck out my car.
Oh!
A black woman complained that the man next to her didn't do anything after she accidentally hurt her foot at the gym, and the gym's subsequent actions were shocking. The woman had just finished a workout and casually dropped a handle from a machine. The handle landed on her foot. She was only wearing socks and no shoes, and she cried out in pain. A man nearby was exercising alone. He looked over after hearing her shout, but then continued his workout. The woman became upset and said the man showed no concern. She argued that he should have come over to check if she was hurt and show basic care. She later filed a complaint with the gym about his behavior. The man did not argue with her and tried to ignore the situation. However, he was surprised when gym staff asked him to leave. Staff told him he failed to show mutual help to another member. The man now says he was treated unfairly and is preparing to sue the gym. He believes he did nothing wrong and that he was focused on his own training. The incident has divided opinions online. Some say people should help others in need. Others say help should be voluntary, not forced. If you were in his position, what would you do?
It's an interesting turn of events there. It really is. That's weird.